So going back to the windows, this was actually something which was implemented and set by Walt Disney himself. He chose the very first people who were mentioned on the windows down Main Street and made it into a fun tradition that people kind of strive and work for, and it is still kept to this day. So the windows that we are talking about down Main Street are on them second and third floors that we were talking about on the forced perspective. People can't actually go up there. There's nothing in them, I don't think. If there is, it's probably just storage and stuff like that. But this is where you can find some really important names in the Disney World company and just add that little bit more interest and knowledge to your Disney holiday. So basically these windows typically feature a fictional business name which refers to a hobby or skill or story which the Imagineer, which is mentioned in the window, also relates to. Over the years, this has branched out a little bit more as obviously more people have been going through the Walt Disney World Company and making a difference. You never really want to get rid of someone's window. Obviously, it is still just as important as the new ones that are coming through. So Disneyland and Magic Kingdom, I believe, have branched out into putting more windows in other areas of the park, including Frontierland and Toontown in Disneyland as well, just so they can give mention to more people that deserve it, but just not risk having to remove previous people's windows as well. Although this seems like fun, and like I said, there are hundreds of windows down Main Street, but also when you start branching out into the rest of the park as well, there are very strict rules to getting a window down Main Street, and you have to stick to them to be within with a chance of getting it. These again were implemented by Walt Disney. I do think they're not quite as strict now, but definitely in the day when he was around and he was creating the windows and seeing them being put up, he was very, very regimented in what you had to be to achieve these windows. And I think even till today, they do keep them in mind when they are giving Disney legends their windows. So there are 3 rules. The first one is you have to be a retired employee. If you are working at Disney World, you cannot get a window. You have to wait until you're retired to get it. I guess this is because it's meant to be like a final hurrah. You're meant to be putting your stamp on the park and kind of putting a pin in everything you've done and everything that you've accomplished. So I guess the window basically is meant to signify the end. So they have to wait until you're retired. You've done everything you can do for the Walt Disney Company and you're going on to that next chapter, and your window is there to commemorate and celebrate your time there. So that is fact number 1. The second one is that it is only for employees who have gained the highest level of respect and achievement within the Walt Disney World Company. So unfortunately, not everyone that works at Disney World is going to get a window. They are not entitled to a window. It is only people that have done really, really special things for the company and will go down as a Disney legend in history. And then the third and final factor, which I think is actually probably the hardest one, is that both the park management team and the Imagineering team have to agree with the name being put on the window. So if you are a person in the Disney company who is looking to get a window in the future, you have to make sure that you're nice to everyone and make everyone's job a lot easier or a lot more enjoyable, a lot more fun, because when it boils down to it, everyone gets a say as to whether they think your name should be up on that window. And if you've upset someone, if someone doesn't think you're worthy of it, they can literally strip that from you, which is honestly crazy as well. But I think it's a really nice idea too. Obviously, everyone wants to feel valued and part of the Disney magic, so I think it is quite a good idea that they do branch out to other people, because you don't just want people's names being popped up there willy-nilly and for no reasoning at all. You want really key special people up there which you know you can talk about, and they've got so much evidence to back themselves up as well. So based off of these 3 rules, it is clear to see that these windows are only for Disney legends, and it's actually one of the highest honors that the Walt Disney Company can give them. Like I said, they do not hand these out lightly. You are not entitled to one for starting there. It is a real honor and most people do not get them. So if you do get a window, you are a truly, truly special person.